So dear students, today I will discuss about divergence of vector function. Okay. So in the last class I have discussed about I think last three class I have discussed about the gradient of a scalar function. But now it is time to discuss about the divergence of a vector function. Okay. So basically we have two kinds of function in vector calculus. We have discussed in the first class that one is the scalar function which is denoted by phi sometimes. That phi is a scalar function that is denoted like this xyz, and I like to choose another vector function that is a vector which is also the function of xyz, but this is the vector function. And we have an operator that is del operator in vector calculus, and we have defined this del operator like this: del x I cap plus del y j cap plus del z k cap. Okay, and we have to do something with this operator and this phi and a. So first what we have done the operator, this operator have operated on phi, and that will give grad phi. Okay, so when this operator del operator act on phi, it will give you some vector function, some vector quantity, and this function here is scalar and the operator here is vector, and it will give you a vector that is grad phi, and it is called as grad phi. Okay, but now we have a vector function and we have a vector operator also. So what we can do two kinds of operation. One is dot product with this vector, and another is cross product with this vector. Now the dot product with this vector is called divergence of a. Okay, and cross product with this vector is called curl of a, and this is called curl of a. Okay, now we will discuss one by one. So first I like to discuss about this divergence of a. Okay, or div a, it is sometimes called like div a. Okay, so what this can be defined. So the divergence a or it can be denoted like divergence a. So this is nothing but the dot product of the operator del and the vector a. So what is the operator del? We have defined earlier that it is del x I cap plus del y j cap plus del z k cap and it will operate with the vector function a, and we can write this vector function as component form, that is ax I cap plus ay j cap plus az k cap. This is as simple as that. This is the dot product. So it will be simply del x I cap dot ax I cap. So it will be del ax del x plus del ay del z del y plus del az del z So we will get the divergence a or div a, something like this. Okay, and this is obviously the Cartesian form, because you have calculated in Cartesian. The vector has also the Cartesian form, and del operator also has a Cartesian form. So this is obviously in Cartesian coordinate system. I have defined grad phi also in Cartesian coordinate system, and I will define the curl of a is also in Cartesian coordinate system. But how these operations will look like in spherical polar coordinate system or in cylindrical polar coordinate system, I will see later on. Okay, so this is nothing but the divergence, and this is very simple definition. It's a mathematical definition. Now the questions come arises: what is actually mean? What is the physical or geometrical significance of this divergence of E? Okay, so what is the meaning of divergence? The word divergence means actually spread out. Something is spreading out. Okay, spread out, and obviously the quantity which will be spreading out should be a flow quantity, the quantity which will be flowing, something like the velocity of fluid, you can say. So the divergence is, the name divergence is given as here it is meaning that the quantity for which we have taken the divergence will be spread out. And whenever you will talk about divergence, then you have to obviously talk about convergence also, that is spread out, and sometimes it will sink to a particular point. Okay, so if I can give you a pictorial form also. So what is the meaning of this? What is the physical significance, or you can say the geometrical significance of this? I have given you a geometrical significance and then an example of physical significance. Okay, So I will give you an example also, that is, being a physics student, about electric field. Okay, so I'll give you the example. So first, what is the fact here? The field, actually the vector field or the vector function, and will be spreading out from some particular point. So if the vector is spreading out like this, okay, so here means that the divergence is positive. The divergence is positive. So if this is a vector field, and you can see, you can call this as the field lines. If this is electric source of electric field, then it's a electric field lines. If here is a positive charge, then you know the field lines for positive charge, it will be spreading out. Okay, so in that case, this will be the electric field. But in reality, electric field is actually the analogous to the flow quantity. It is not actually flow quantity, but the velocity vector is flow quantity. It is flowing, obviously. The velocity vector is flowing. So you can imagine that a fluid or a liquid is flowing like this from a particular point. So you can say that this is the source of this field. Okay, source of this vector v, source of this vector v. So in that case, if the divergence of any vector, in general we have taken a, but it can be v also. So if this divergence a, okay, is greater than 0, then you can say that this is the source of this field. Here is the source of the fields, and the field lines will be spreading out. So this is the source of the field, source of a. And if the field lines are incoming to this point like this, if they are incoming to this point, to this particular point, then you can say that here divergence is less than 0, and in that case we have sometimes called it the sink of a. This point is a sink of a. So you can imagine this as velocity vector. So the velocity of liquid from some points, the liquid will be spreading out, and here the liquid is sinked to this particular point. But you can imagine also it by assuming electric field. So if here is a plus q charge, then the field lines will be spreading from this point, and if here is a minus q charge, then field lines will be incoming. So this is the sink of this field, and this is the source of this field, and here the field is nothing but electric field, and this minus q and plus q are the source of this field, So in that case, here the divergence E will be obviously less than 0, and here the divergence E is greater than 0. And this is obvious. If you are aware about the Gauss law, then you know that the Gauss law in differential form, that is divergence E is equal to rho by epsilon 0. Divergence E is equal to rho by epsilon 0, and rho is positive if this charge is positive. So in that case, you can see for rho is equal to positive, then divergence E is greater than 0. And when this rho is negative, then obviously divergence E is less than 0. Okay, and if there is no source, then obviously that will be the divergence less. So sometimes you will get that divergence A is equal to 0 also, and in that case this A is called as solenoidal field. Okay, solenoidal field. Okay, so you have to remember these points. We will use this in some problems, and these are the property of the divergence, and you can say that this is the physical, or you can say the geometrical significance. So when we have represent the field in geometry, in the geometrical plane, so you can say it is a geometrical significance. Otherwise, if you analyze the thing with the help of the electric field, you can say it's a physical significant. But the electric field is not directly the quantity which is flowing, but the velocity of fluid is a flow quantity. But electric field is analogous to the flow quantity, because the field lines are spreading. If you represent an electric field by assuming a field lines, then you can compare the electric field, something is spreading or something is shrinking. Okay, so that's why we can use the divergence for electric field also, and it will be more significance you will understand when we will study a lot about the electric field. Okay, so this is just the basics of the divergence of any vector field. So now let me solve an example that you can understand the operation also. Okay, so how you can really solve the problems involving divergence. I am giving you a simple example. You need to practice more and more problem, but here for understanding purpose the operation, I am giving you an example. Okay, So let me take a vector function, and here the vector function is something like, here the vector function is x square z square, okay, x square z square I cap plus minus 2y square z square minus 2y square z square j cap and plus xy square z k cap plus xy square z k cap. Okay, so this is a vector function, and you have to find out divergence A at the point. Find divergence A. Okay, find divergence A at the point, and the point is also given that 1 comma minus 1 comma 1. So you know what you have to do. Divergence A means this is, you can treat this as ax, this is ay, and this is az. Okay, so you have to find out first this is ax. So divergence A will be nothing but the differentiation of this quantity, that is, you can say this as del x of x square z square, and that will be 2x. So let me solve more detail. Okay, so let me take ax here is nothing but x square z square. Okay, and ay here is minus 2y square z square, and az here is xy square z. Okay, so you have to find out del x from here, so you will get 2xz square. You have to find out del ay del y from here, so you will get minus 4yz square, and you have to find out del z here, so you will get xy square. Now if you put the point 1 comma minus 1 comma y 1, you will get here x into y square, that means 1 into 1, that is 1. You will get here 2 into 1 into 1, that means 2, and you will get here minus 4 into minus 1 into 1 square, that will be plus 4. So you will get finally divergence A is nothing but this plus this plus this. You know, I have defined earlier that it will be del x plus del ay del y plus del az del z plus del az del z. Okay, so you will get here del x is 2, so you will get 2 plus 4 plus 1, so 4 plus 2 plus 1, that will be 7, obviously. So this will be the answer to the problem. Okay, so this is how you can solve the problems by using the Cartesian coordinate system. In Cartesian coordinate system basically, but in polar coordinate system, in spherical, cylindrical, polar, I will discuss later on. Okay, so in the next class I will discuss again about the same thing on Carl. Okay, thank you.